Hello friends, today I have come up with a solution for the most commonly asked question that why complex numbers are needed to express voltage, current, impedance, etc. That is, in your lower classes you might have written like V is equal to 5 volt or I is equal to the current value is equal to 2 ampere, etc., or power is equal to 3 watts, etc. But when you get into higher grades, the voltage representation would be then like 5 angle 30 degree, or voltage is equal to 2 plus 3J, or current is equal to 9 angle 70 degree, etc. Such kind of representation will be very new to you, and most of the students get very confused and less clarity in understanding these kind of representations. And why does this voltage and current need such kind of representation? Also, you would have heard of the term phase shift or angular shift, and then like leading, lagging of voltage, leading of current, etc. Those kind of terms will be very new to you, and I just need to give you a clarity for all those terms and confusions when you deal with any electrical questions. So usually the interference of complex numbers comes up with a circuit that is having inductor or capacitor in it. So what is the peculiarity of inductor and capacitor when we talk about the voltage or current across it? Let's see from the basics. I have explained in the last video that the main purpose of an inductor is to resist change in current. So when a voltage is applied across an inductor, there will be magnetic field coming up and it will slow down the movement of current. It will control the flow of change in current. So always only after the development of voltage, current comes. That is, only after voltage has been developed, the current comes. Let me draw a small circuit here, and an AC source is given, AC signal is given to an inductor. Okay, and V amount of voltage is developed across the inductor, and let this AC supply will be Vm sin theta. Okay, and I amount of current is passing through it. Now, as I have said, the current develops only after voltage has been developed a little. So it is just like a running race between two guys. That is, if guy 1 will start his race at time 9 am, but guy 2 will follow guy 1, let it be at 9:05 am. So we can say that the second guy follows the first guy, and the time lag between them is 5 minutes. And if they are having the same speed, we can say that they will have a displacement or a distance of separation of x meters. This implies that whenever there is a time shift between two runners, then definitely there will be a displacement shift among them. Similarly, in this case, since there is a time lag between voltage and current, when voltage develops at this point, current will develop later only behind the voltage. So since there is a time lag between V and I, definitely there will be a displacement shift. But here in this case, voltage and current is not having a linear path, isn't it? It is having an angular displacement. So we can say that angular shift happens. So it is not like x meters, it will be x degrees. Now let me give you a graphical representation, graphical explanation. That is, anyway the voltage applied across the inductor is a sinusoidal voltage. So I am going to draw the voltage across the inductor. This is the voltage across inductor. What is that? V. So V is in the y-axis, and the variation of voltage depends upon the time. So I can write here V versus T, or even I can write it as theta, because as time proceeds there will be change in theta also, the angular movement also. So I am going to have a sinusoidal voltage representation for the voltage across inductor, V versus theta. Now since the supply voltage is Vm sin theta, supply voltage is directly given to the inductor voltage also. So the peak of the inductor sinusoidal voltage is Vm. So this is Vm. Anyway, let's now draw the current that is going through this inductor. I am going to compare the current graph with reference to the theta itself. So the x-axis is theta. And now what about the current? We know that current will have an angular shift, right? So we know that for a sine wave, here it will be 180 degree and here it will be 360 degree, and this center point will be definitely 90 degree, isn't it? And there is one statement that for a purely inductive circuit, current lags voltage by 90 degree. The angular shift between current and voltage is 90 degree, and current is coming behind voltage. So when this at the point 90 degree, the voltage has taken its maximum. But at the same 90 degree point, the current would have started to rise only. Okay, voltage has started rising from the 0 point and it reached its maximum. The current copies it down, copies the voltage pattern, just like starting from 0 rising upwards. That same scenario is copied by current only after 90 degree phase shift. So the current development will be like this way. And for a good picture, I am extending this sine wave like this. So this is the representation for current across an inductor, and definitely the peak of the current will not be Vm, it can be the maximum of the current, that will be Im. So this is the graphical representation for voltage and current across an inductor. I can even have a phasor representation. Phasor representation. Here we focus on the magnitude and angle. That is, here in magnitude is marked along the y-axis and angle is marked along the x-axis, just like in a xy coordinate system. But in phasor representation, magnitude is measured by the length of the vector. For example, if this is 1 unit, then this vector is double of this previous one. So it will be 2 units. So the length of the vector will represent its magnitude, and the rotation of this vector in anti-clockwise direction will talk about theta or the angle. Okay, so the phasor representation is like, if the voltage is this way, the magnitude of voltage will be got from the length of this vector, voltage vector. Then current will be there behind the voltage by 90 degree. That is, when voltage starts rotating and when voltage when voltage has crossed 90 degree, then only the current starts to develop. If this is V, then this will be I. So when at this point, that is this dark green color, when the voltage vector is this dark green color, then we can draw the current 90 degree behind the voltage. When the voltage takes another 90 degree in anti-clockwise direction, then the current will reach here. So this is how the voltage and current in an inductor is represented in phasor manner. So generally we can have, if voltage is this way, then the current across the inductor will be marked beneath this voltage by 90.